Hello YouTube and welcome to the Credit Boom channel. My name is Angel and I come to you guys once a week on Mondays to discuss everything related to credit education. It is my passion and goal to show and teach everyone how credit works. Guys, no schools, no universities have ever taught credit, so I'm taking that responsibility to share with you guys the struggles that I went through with my credit so you don't have to. Guys, please hit that subscribe button, that notification bell, and that like button. This helps the channel reach out to a greater audience, and I appreciate your support. So, in today's video, we're gonna be discussing how to turn credit into cash. All right, guys, so one of the ways that I've learned how to turn credit into cash is actually opening a bank account online. Guys, that's the key. We're gonna open a bank account online. If you go to a branch in person, this ain't gonna work. So go online and do some research. Not all banks do it, but once you do your research, you're gonna go online and the bank is going to allow you to make a deposit with a credit card. I think it's as low as $50 up to high as $1,000. So you're gonna use a credit card to make that initial deposit on that online checking account that you're gonna open. And there's one example of turning credit into cash. Now, it's only going to happen on the first time around, so once you've opened that bank account, you won't be able to use the credit card for deposits and turning it to cash. So that's one of the downfalls to it, but that is one of the examples of turning your credit into cash. Now, guys, another example, that you can use to turn credit into cash is to call the credit card company and request that you want to do a balance transfer. Now, what they do is when you request this, they're going to send you balance transfers checks in the mail. Now, once you get these balance transfer checks in the mail, you get these checks and you deposit it into your checking account. So, boom, there you go. You have another example of how you get credit into cash. All right, guys, so we got another example. Example number 3. So let's say you have a credit card at 9%, okay? And what you're gonna do is you're gonna open a new credit card account. And usually when you do this, they offer a promotion. Usually 0% interest rate for 12 to 18 months. You guys get that in the mail, it's a common thing, but it can range from 12 to 18 months. So you open this new credit card account and you do a balance transfer from one of your existing accounts to that new account. So not only that you're saving money and interest because you just transferred a 9% interest on a credit card that you had, you're going to transfer it to this new account, which gives you 0% interest. Now, you're going to wait a couple of days, and once you verify that that balance amount has transferred to this new credit card account, and then you're going to call the new credit card company that just did the transfer for you, and then you're going to ask them for balance transfer checks. Get the idea? Once they send you the balance transfer checks, you deposit it into your checking account and boom, you guys have cash from credit. And that's example number 3. So guys, another example that I had was I had a PayPal account. And what I did was I went into my account and checked for account services, and they gave me the ability to get one of these. That's PayPal. So I pretty much got it, put it on my iPad, and linked it to my checking account. So what I did was I used my credit card, swiped using this with my iPad, and that money transferred over to my checking account. Obviously, they charge a percentage, but this is another example of transferring credit into cash. Now, last but not least is trade line. Guys, you've heard me speak about trade lines before, but trade lines is another way of turning credit into cash. Now, how it works is the following. There are trade line companies out there that do this for a living. You have a credit card with good credit payment history, okay? I'm gonna give you an example. I have a Bank of America with a $15,000 credit limit. I've never been late on it. The account is about 10 years old, and I pretty much give that account information to a trade line company. They in turn sell it to those that need my, the credit history that I'm providing on that credit card and the payment history to better their credit account. And the trade line company pays me for using that card in order to help others. So guys, that's another example of how you can make credit or turn credit into cash is by selling your trade lines, or in this case, your credit card account to a trade line company. In turn, they sell it to those that want to improve their credit by giving them the age and the payment history that I had with that account, and therefore giving me money in return for providing that information to for sale, pretty much in a nutshell. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and do a recap. We're going to do example number 1, open a bank account online, go ahead and use a credit card and make that first initial deposit, credit to cash. Example number 2 is get a existing credit card that you have with higher interest, open a new credit card account with the promotional interest, 0% to 12 to 18 months, do a balance transfer. Once that happens, you're going to call the credit card company, ask for balance transfer checks. Once you get that in the mail, boom, you deposit into your checking account, credit to cash. The other example that we're going to talk about, that we did talk about, is using the PayPal. You go to your PayPal account, you request one of these, okay? And once you get it, you link it to your checking account and use your own credit card, swipe it, goes right to your checking account. Again, credit to cash. Another example is trade lines. Sell your credit history, your credit card to these trade line companies, and they sell it for a certain amount of cash, depending on how old and the credit limit is, and you get that cash flow in return. Again, credit to cash. So guys, I hope this information has helped in any way. Remember, my goal and focus here is to share credit information, credit education. I want to reach out to a lot of audience out there. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Guys, if you have any comments, please go ahead and mention it below. If there's anything that you want to come ask, or if you're experiencing something that you want to talk about, go ahead and put it in the comments. I'll try to come out with a video answering your questions. And I'm looking forward to seeing you guys next week on Monday. Guys, take care.